Hey guys, have you ever wondered why are so many men sitting in their car before coming home? Right? On my way from work to home, I would usually see cars parked alongside the road and the engines are still on, not killed. And usually I would just find men sitting inside, minding their own business. And for whatever time it takes for them, and they will just continue and go on to driving home. Have you ever wondered why? And today I'm going to share with you what are some of the reasons that men behave like this. And me too, I love driving, I love staying in my car, and that's also why I'm recording in my car. Okay, but I think the first reason is to decompress. That is switching from the work mode to the home mode. Many men, they have a long day of work. They spend 10 hours, 8 hours working with very intense schedule, with very intense usage of the brain. And you need to deal with many of the deadlines or the work responsibilities and duties that you have, and you sort of need a place or an environment where it can unwind a little bit and to ease down, right? You know, when you doing some exercise, you need to warm up and cool down, right? So I think staying in the car for a while is actually just men's way to cool down. They want to switch from the role as an employee or as a worker and to become a husband or become a daddy. So they need this pleasant time to gradually transit from that. And second point, I think is very important, is solitude. Usually when we're at work, we need to deal with people, your boss, your colleague, your customers, and your blah, blah, blah. And at home, you need to deal with your spouse, your children, your parents maybe. So a piece of solitude is so underrated for people, not just for men. I think it's very important that sometimes we need to have this quiet time, to have piece of, space. So you could really come up with some insights, and many of your challenges, your problems, or questions you have will actually start to emerge from that way. And oftentimes we are bombarded by information, we're bombarded by the social media and mainstream news media. We're feeling every minute, every second with information. So what about just try to sit in the car without anything playing, or even when you're driving or you're sitting in the car, and then see what happens. Solitude is just a form of meditation for many men. So I see some men, they're just sitting in the car, they're just puffing a cigarette, and they're not talking, they're not watching something, they just stay in a safe place of safety inside a car, and with a glass, seeing what's going on outside. You feel a sense of safety, and then you enjoy that piece of solitude. And that is really so underrated. And also I think sitting in the car is critical for some reflection. We all have troubles. We all have things or goals that we want to achieve, and we have many duties and responsibilities, and sometimes most of the days we're so busy, racing through everything. And sitting in the car is a environment of safety where you can just reflect on your actions, reflect on your interaction with people, and as a form of a self conversation. And in the car you feel secure, you feel undisturbed, and you feel like this is for many men a car is like a moving home. So probably why men value cars so much, and they would just pay big money even on loan to get a better car. Maybe some to show off, but for some it's actually buying a second home, a place where they can belong, a place that transport the family to everywhere. I usually would tell my wife, right, the car is our home whenever we go. As long as she is with me, we're in the car, and we have a mobile home. So a sense of reflection is that you're taking your environment with you. You have a peace of mind, a few minutes or two to reflect on your progress, your aspiration, your inspiration, and so on. And also, a car is usually a place of mental reset. Oftentimes, by 5 p.m., 6 p.m. at work, I'm filled with information. I'm filled with work tasks, duties, and sometimes I feel just overwhelmed. And many men too, right? By the end of the day, they have went through hours of efforts and work. So sometimes when you got stuck, the best thing is not just stay there and see magic happens on, surprisingly, right? Many times it is for you, it's a signal for you to change the environment. So see if when the men they enter the vehicle, it is like a reset. They are resetting and changing from sitting inside of the office, in front of your desk, in front of camera, in front of monitors. Then you sit in front a open space, in the car, in the driver's seat. That is a mental reset. The change of mode actually can dramatically influence your mood. So next time, try it when you have something troubling you or you're feeling overwhelmed. Just get inside the car and get moving and see how that gives you a fresh feel, a refreshed energy. And one last thing I would say, it is actually the buffer. Because when the men going home, they have things they need to do. They need to take care of the kids, helping the wife on the family chore, or maybe they will talk with their spouses about household matters, and you will have dinner with family, and you will ask how the kids are going in school, and blah blah blah. There are many things that you want to continue to pay attention to, right? So this is the very important buffer. Sitting inside a car or driving inside a car, you don't have to talk to anybody. Even though if you are extroverted, if you are an extrovert, then a piece of time that you don't need to talk to anybody, you don't need to respond to anybody, that is probably one of the most precious time in the day for many men, because they're mandatory to respond to their customers, their bosses, their colleagues, and at home their wives, their kids, their parents, and so on. But actually, this is sitting in the car. This buffer time is really a peaceful moment where you don't need to respond to anything, and you can just listen to music you love. You can just listen to podcasts and let your mind, your brain wander. And how beautiful is that, right? So this is a very important buffer for many men. So if you are a wife or you are a girlfriend and you don't understand why do men sitting in their car before coming home, please give them some space and give them a little bit fragmented piece of the day, especially older men who have a family, who have like maybe in their late 30s or and 40s, that they have so many responsibilities across their life, and they just want to find a place where they can just relax a little bit and rediscover the pace of their life and their day-to-day living. So if you're a man, telling me what do you do when you sit inside a car? Do you stay inside the car before coming home? And if you are a girlfriend or a wife, can ask me anything. And until then, my name is Baseman. Thank you for checking out this video. I'll be happy to hear from you.